Uh, Warm welcome again to our channel. I hope some of you have already subscribed. Today we are talking about jackfruit leaves. Jackfruit leaves are very, very important leaves. I wonder if there is any old person who is over 50 years old, gone upward, who has not used these leaves, because these leaves are one of the most common and widely used here in East Africa. When we grow up, the leaves were used to heal the wounds. To heal the wounds, if somebody have wounds, they will crush the leaves and then put on the wounds. They could be used to heal the burns. They could take the leaves and then spit on it. You know, saliva also is widely used when with in medicine in Africa, in most places. So it was widely used. They used it to treat any stomach problem, any problem dealing with constipation and so on. They used these leaves. They used them to with high blood pressure. They used them to treat. At that time, we didn't even know the name of bone joint, osteoporosis, arthritis, and so on. But they used it for the bones. They use it for the bones, the same as its seed. We've talked about seeds, but we come back on the seed very, very soon. They used it for blood cloth, right? For the cloth, those who have cloth, and those who have varicose wall, varicose veins, you see, because it actually treats the heart, and the heart is the king. The king, because it controls blood and blood vessels. That's why when they use it for the veins, it really works. So they are very, very good leaves, and the anti-inflammatory, the anti-malaria. We used to drink it when you had malaria, and malaria could disappear. People nowadays no longer use these leaves. I don't know why, but orthodox system of medicine is taking over our traditional medicine, and even many of these trees are disappearing due to breeding, city expanding, village uh, lifestyle changing. Now they cultivating everywhere. Therefore, they're cutting the most important trees that we use to get medicine from. Soon, there won't be any valuable trees for medicine left if nothing is done. So, medicinal plants need to be protected at any cost. So, today, like I promised, we are talking about jackfruit leaves. Jackfruit leaves, and uh, we talked about the seeds, but we didn't go into detail. So we like to break jackfruit leaves into not really details, but we like to explain much more than we explain at the seeds, because we will come back on the seeds next time. So we may say jackfruit leaves. They are very good. They are very good. Now I have come to understand why they used it in the eyes, because they used to take the milk of the tree and put one drop in the eyes some times back. So I did come to understand why it works for the eyes. Its milk works for the eyes. Don't confuse milk of jackfruit with the milk from the plant. The plant is the juice which is extracted, but if you want to remove milk, you check here at the jackfruit. So when you cut this here, here, fresh from the plant, the milk comes out. When the milk comes out, you take a bottle, you put the milk into the bottle. And if you have problem of the wise, on daily basis, you put 1 drop and another drop. That is 2 drops per day. And your eyes will be very okay. So, the reason why it treats the eyes is because it has vitamin A or vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium. We've talked about minerals like potassium, like magnesium, like copper, like iron, like zinc. We've talked about all of those in our previous video, but we keep on bringing up this really beautiful and good fruit. And right now, we may say that apart from vitamin A, C, and calcium, we may say, okay, let's break down what calcium does, for example. Calcium, it helps in lifting dead skin cells. It means when you use it more, your skin is kind of regenerating itself, the skin regeneration. So you don't age so quickly. That is very important. That is very important. So we may write down lifting dead skin cells. Lifting dead skin cells. We may also say that your skin becomes younger. Those who want to always be young, you don't need to get sick to use this kind of plant. You use it before. I've said before, once you bedridden and you're into many different type of treatment, sometimes herbs does not work for you because there is no two tiger in one mountain. Most of the drugs are generic drugs, chemical based. We're now shifting into molecular biology. So the drugs are not what they used to be. Plants are likely to fail because it's antagonistic, it's opposite. So you need to, when you use plant, use them before you get bedridden, before you get really sick. People like to say, okay, hey, I'm gonna use jackfruit for cancer, but you've completed a session for chemotherapy. It's actually, it's likely not to work for you. So you use it before you start those chemo sessions. Then if there is any hope there, it can really work for you. But remember, herbs works for a long time. They are not so quick. They work slowly. And most people are not patient. They cannot wait to get a slow treatment. That's why they rush to where they get quick treatment. And some of the time that those quick treatment are not successful. So jackfruit is anti-cancer. Anti-cancer because it has anti-cancer properties. Okay, we talked about potassium. Potassium is for your heart rate. Potassium for your heart rate, controlling your heart rate and blood. You remember your liver is the largest stockage of blood. It stocks almost, it's the store of blood. So when you talk about blood, we're not just talking about the heart. We're talking about the heart, liver, and spleen. what we come to call a pyramid in the future. These leaves, they slow down the degeneration of skin cells, like the way we did talk about it here. Degeneration of skin cells. Degeneration of skin cells. They remove toxin from the body while helping the digestive system as well. Detox or detoxify the body. They detoxify your body and they help your digestive system. They help your digestive system. They help your bowel movement. For those who have chronic constipation, these leaves actually, they're very good for those who have chronic constipation. For those who have chronic constipation, and we may add they clear your intestine, both small and large intestine. They clear your intestine. For those who have got gastric ulcers, peptic ulcers, right? This they are very, very, very good. They are very good. Stomach, let's say stomach, upset stomach, gastric ulcers, peptic ulcers. These are the leaves one should be drinking. Also, the same as their seeds, the same as their fruit, these leaves are loaded with antioxidants. They are loaded with antioxidants. They have compounds that are called flavonoid and phenolic. When we come again in future about what can flavonoid and phenolic do that to your body. Flavonoid and phenolic. And phenolic. Okay? We won't talk about what they can do to your system, but in future we will. Because these are some types of acids, of acids. And remember, your body needs alkaline forming food at level of 85%. And acid forming food at level of 15%. So people actually are not keeping this balance. This balance is very important for one's health. If one gets balanced nutrition, if one alkalize his body, if one use the right type of acid, so this has acid, flavonoid and phenolic, and its acid contribute mostly in alleviating some of some symptoms that goes along with chronic diseases, some clinical signs, some clinical signs. So this is very good indeed. Apart from acid, this phenolic and flavonoid, what they do into your system, they combat oxidative stress, see, and as well as reducing the risk of chronic disease. Okay, write it down. Combat these acids. Combat oxidative stress. Okay, they combat oxidative stress and reduce the risk of chronic disease, right? They reduce the risk of chronic disease, right? They reduce the risk of chronic disease, right? I help myself with this, then I come back. So now think about the risk of chronic disease. It means it somehow reduce most of major both acute and chronic disease. And once you see that your symptom disappear, that means the herbs is really working for you. So you need always to be checking. I always tell my client, write down what you have, write down. Write down what is your sickness, what you have, what are the symptoms, what are the clinical signs. So that when you use the remedy, you keep again writing down what has changed. Because sometimes you don't see the change because you don't remember. Because you may say, okay, I had severe arthritis and high blood pressure and gastric ulcers or peptic ulcers or upset stomach or constipation. You drink the herbs, constipation is gone, right? You drink the herbs, your pain is gone, but arthritis is still there or high blood pressure is still there. So you find a client might say, okay, I've been taking this for 1 month, and why is high blood pressure still there? Why is arthritis still there? Plants do not work like that. They work slowly. That is, if you have been sick for 10 years, you have arthritis for 10 years, you have high blood pressure for 10 years, don't expect this plant to treat you in a week or a month. You keep on drinking, but the right dosage is you take any plant for 77 days. That's the right dosage. Because there are many plants out there, you may change as well. So there's no need to stick on one plant. That's my reason to be here. We'll be talking about different plants you may use. You don't need to stick on one thing. You keep on changing. The same way season changes. The same way season changes. The same way there are many stars. It's the same way there are many remedies. It's the same way there are many trees that can treat your body. That's the way it is. That's the truth. That's the truth. So don't say, okay, I've been drinking this for 10 years. They told me it can treat HIV. My HIV is still there. This cannot treat HIV. I promise you that. Cannot treat HIV. But it can alleviate symptoms that goes along with HIV. Right? Can alleviate those symptoms. It can alleviate arthritis, but in a long period of time. Okay? So that means you can take it for 7 days, then you change it to something else. Okay? So it alleviates arthritis and also other inflammatory disease. So let us write down Arriviet. Arriviet arthritis and other inflammatory disease. Alleviate the symptoms of alleviate arthritis itself, right? It does not mean that it cures arthritis directly once you start taking. No, this will be a slow process. This will be a slow process. So, inflammatory disease, right? Remember, all disease comes. There are two types of disease. There are two types that comes from us. The disease we attract once you attract high negative energy, and there are disease that are environmental, and there are disease that are manufactured. So there are different type of disease, but in all of them, this jackfruit can still help you. You need to understand that, because if you take drugs which have got major side effects, those drugs can cause something else. That's why I say when I mean manufactured. So it is something that is not supposed to be in your system, but because you were using that particular drug to treat something else, then it has brought something that you did not even have. Now you are struggling to treat two type of efficiency. So this is a very good one. This is a very good one when you have those particular problems. And I wonder, how did our people know how to use this for? Unfortunately, younger generation goes to hospital. They no longer want to hear about herbs. They don't believe in herbs. But in all times, all ladies, they all used to drink this, and none of them could get diabetes. And those who had diabetes also, they could use it to lower blood sugar. But now everything is being backed by science. Okay, because scientists, they come on the field to hear the news from the indigenous communities. They write down. For them, they go into labs and they analyze slowly. Because our knowledge, our ancestors' knowledge, was based on oral tradition. So it's a family secret. They tell you, okay, this can treat this, that can treat this, that can treat this, but there was no scientific evidence. Now we are coming up with what those people knew, but without scientific evidence. So which is something that is very good. So these leaves are very good when it comes to lower blood when it comes to blood sugar, blood sugar, blood sugar regulation. Blood sugar regulation. When it comes to digestive health, we've talked about it. Gut, right? Digestive health, gut, right? That's it. Okay. What did I forget there? I forget the way it is used again. It was mixed with other plant which treat respiratory system. But it was mixed, right? That means this is a general herbs. General herbs in our language we say umufatanyabikorwa, eh? A co-worker in English. This plant in our language is called a co-worker, umufatanyabikorwa. umufatanyabikorwa. It means this plant works with other plant. It's a co-worker. It helps also other plant. When you are cooking any other types of plant that you have in your place, you may mix with this plant. For example, when you are treating respiratory issues. Always remember to press the button like and subscribe, because we are going to bring up many more plants. Many plants. At this channel, you will know how to treat your heart, how to treat your lungs, how to treat your liver, how to treat your spleen, how to treat your small intestine, how to treat your large intestine, how to treat your liver, how to treat your pancreas. You will know by using plants on this channel. There's no any other channel where you get what you will get from here. Because what you get from here, there are some other plants that are not even in Google, that has no name, that are still in genus. Nobody has put them into the system. So, but once we show them to you, maybe you can recognize them when you walk around. So we'll be bringing those particular plants here. That's why it's good to press the button of like and subscribe. Thumbs up, please. Right? Thumbs up, because we will, when it comes to respiratory issues, we will give you very many formulas. Very many formulas. They use this plant for malaria. Not everywhere, but in some parts of East Africa, they use this plant for malaria. There are very many plants. There are very many plants. That's why even up to now, only those in town, Kampala, Nairobi, Kigali, Bujumbura, Kinshasa, are the one going to hospital. Villagers still up to now, they are treating themselves using plants. Actually, in Africa, villagers live longer than those who live in town, because those who live in town, they live a lifestyle of, I may say, a westernized lifestyle. A westernized lifestyle actually brings many unpredictable imbalance in the system. So, but villagers, they have so many secrets. We will, even in future, will be traveling to get more knowledge from villagers, because when it comes to plant, nobody knows enough. We are always learning. You think the moment you think you know is the moment you don't know anything. You realize that there is some other tribes, some other cultures that are deep rooted when it comes to using plants. Using plants. I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because my grandfather was a herbalist. He was what we call a herbalist and a magician. I'm not a magician, but I'm a herbalist. So I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because for him, he used many things. He used stones, he used animal skins, he used everything. The reason why we call them magician is they can perform what nobody else can perform. And the knowledge has disappeared from us, because when we grow up in a Catholic church, that which we abandoned later in time. And the Catholic Church, in the church, they told us that those our grandfathers' knowledge were like from demons. They knew astrology. We were told that astrology is devil's work. They knew how to work with stones, copper and other stone, mixing them. We are told it's devil's work. We were lied to. Now that we are grown up, we are realizing that what we refuse to learn is what was the most important thing to learn at that particular time. So we've lost, and some of our elders are no longer there. And they didn't pass knowledge on their offspring. That is what is happening here in Africa. the younger generation is confused because the other generation, which was supposed to guide them spiritually, physically, and also teach them these things like plants, is dying off. And they give knowledge to nobody because people, they isolate them, they call them witches. They fear them because they understand how the natures work. They understand. So it does not mean actually when you dig, you find it was actually God's work, not devil's work, like we were told. So let's come back to what this plant can treat. This plant can treat malaria, fever, okay? Actually, it treats skin problem. You take it, you spit on it, you crush it, you put where you have skin problems, wounds, okay? Malaria, fever, any type of fever. Skin problem, skin problem, right? This plant does. And those who want to lose weight, many people are overweight. They want to lose weight, they don't know what to use. You use this plant because once your digestive system is supported, then your weight start going down. Once your gut is clean, your weight starts going down. That may say weight management. Weight management, right? Weight management. So, what is the dosage? The dosage is few plant. When you pick up a plant and you don't want to cook it all, you just pick from different leaves so that the plant can keep on growing, so that the plant can keep on breathing. So you use 7 leaves. 7 leaves. Up to 10 leaves. Okay, if you are not sick, use 7 leaves. If you are very sick, critical ill, you use 10 leaves. 10 leaves. Use 10 leaves. Thank you very much. We really appreciate. But don't forget to press the button of subscribe and like and share. You was with Master Kata. See you again next time. Thank you.